Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Last time I made one of these gameplay videos, my Warlock was at level 25, a Conqueror of the Black Fathom Deeps raid, flexing all 12 special rune abilities. Since then, a lot has happened in WoW Classic Season of Discovery, and today I wanted to give you all an update and review of what I've been doing since the launch of Phase 2. If you missed the first part of this series, you can click the link in the corner now, and just like last time, I'm breaking this video into chunks relating to different aspects of the game. Here are the goals I wanted to accomplish during this phase. Reach level 40, the new max level, obtain all 6 new Warlock runes, complete the new Gnomergeddon raid, and earn a modeled Blood Raptor mount from the Blood Moon PvP event. I was really excited to explore the game from these different perspectives, and I hope you're all enjoying it too. As always, thank you for your fun comments and support, and with all that being said, let's get right into it. As soon as the way to level 26 and beyond was unlocked, the first thing I did on my leveling journey was turn in all of the quests I'd saved up in my log in the last part of Phase 1. By storing up these pre-quests, I could get a nice head start on experience points going into the new phase. It ended up getting me about a level and a half, which wasn't too bad, and I'll definitely be stocking up again in preparation for Phase 3. In the first few days after launch, the stockades were at the top of everyone's list for power leveling. I knew I didn't want to spend the entire time running around inside dungeons, but in the lulls between doing outdoor quests, they did help quite a bit. A few hours in the stockades got me another couple levels, and shortly after that, someone in my guild told me about what is undoubtedly the coolest item of the update, a sleeping bag. Seriously, this item is a must-have for leveling, and taking a quick nap inside once you set it up increases your XP by 3% for 2 hours, which is a solid boost on top of being rested. I woke up Saturday morning and was able to complete the whole quest line in about an hour, and I assure you it is well worth the time. You visit Westfall, the Barrens, Stone Talon, Loch Medan, and the Arathi Highlands, and pick up some other cool stuff along the way, including the trail mix item that gives you an instant boost of rested XP. I think the devs should add more of these additional adventures in the future to find some more useful gear, and I had a lot of fun checking out all these different landmarks, even if none of us made it out of the Stonerot Falls safely. The parkour challenge was awesome, and at a secret camp inside Thoradin's wall, I was finally able to claim my very own sleeping bag. After dealing with some murlocs and hitting level 30, I ended up running Black Fathom Deeps one more time for a small XP boost, and I ended up winning the role for Akumai's Void Pearl, which was a nice wrap-up to my adventures in the raid. Level 30 also unlocked a lengthy Warlock class quest that I was able to spend some time doing, which culminated in summoning a Fell Hunter as a new demon servant. At 32, most of the quests in Stranglethorn Vale and the Arathi Highlands were still a bit too difficult to solo, so I decided to pull the trigger and visit the power leveling hub of Phase 2, the Scarlet Monastery. This dungeon is split into 4 wings of varying levels, making it ideal for leveling from the early 30s all the way to max level. My first quick farm from 32 to 34 didn't take too long, especially using the trail mix and sleeping bag, and I even picked up the illusionary rod from the library, which was a nice upgrade. After a couple adventures in the Badlands and Arathi Highlands, things really started to coalesce in Desolus, the grey desert that level 35 Warlocks really like for some reason. I ended up doing quite a few class quests here, and after getting help from a friendly mage and taking down the Demon of the Orb in Dustwallow Marsh, I returned to the Warlock dwelling in the Barrens, where I turned in some quests and earned an enchanted gold blood robe, a Warlock-specific outfit that looks incredible. When I was younger, I don't think I ever finished these quests because they do require a lot of time and travel, but coming back to them now in Season of Discovery has been a really rewarding experience. I wasn't so lucky in getting a summon to the monastery the second time, so I ended up running halfway to Tirisfal Glades before realizing I'd wanted to grab a specific quest first. I'm glad I did this trip at least once though, because I got a great look at the Dalaran bubble that, as a Wrath of the Lich King player, I've never seen before. Back in Desolace, I completed Down the Scarlet Path to unlock the main Scarlet Monastery quest for Alliance players before actually making it to the dungeon. I passed level 38 this round, which meant I was getting really close. Arathi Highlands and Stromgarde in particular were really hopping with quests, and around the same time I must have done one more run of the Scarlet Cathedral because I ended up getting Whitemane's Cap, which really completed the fit. A few more quests later, and I decided to head back to the monastery for the final push to level 40. Reaching max level again wasn't as time consuming as I was expecting, and it was a lot of fun being able to group up with guildmates and random people to get things done efficiently. The Warlock quest for a Felsteed was surprisingly simple, and at that moment I was thrilled to have a built-in mount for my character. 40 levels of walking, now well worth the time and steps. Where I traveled next though, there were going to be plenty more of both. Phase 2 introduced 2 new rune slots, Shoes and Belt, each with 3 potential options for new spells. There were also 2 spell tomes I found rather easily within the Scarlet Monastery, which aren't runes, but rather small permanent upgrades to existing spells. The first rune I found was on this Burning Warlock in the Gurubashi arena, and another I was able to get from this Void Seeker in the ruined city of Stromgarde. A third, Grimoire of Synergy, was obtained by completing the new Warlock class quest for our friend Razalander, who actually turned out to be a demon in disguise. Oops. At least I got an Everlasting Soul Shard, which is a great quality of life item, and I thought the timed Shadow quest was a great, if a little nerve-wracking quest. This left 3 more runes to track down. The one I was most excited about was Demonic Knowledge, acquired from the Dark Rider hunt, and if you want to hear more about that, you can check out the separate video I made on it. Finding a rune after investigating a group of outlaws that ended at the secret dwarven farm in Arathi Highlands was a great use of this hidden area, and I think this small storyline could go further in the future. I found my final rune in Desolace at the Shadowbreak Ravine, where, on what was definitely my first attempt, I was able to overcome the shadow damage and barely survive until defeating the demon holding it. Once again, a very diverse set of runes acquired in a variety of unique ways, and I'm still really enjoying this element of Season of Discovery. In the aftermath of Blackfathom Deeps, I was curious to see what the devs would come up with when it came to raids as amped up dungeons, and Gnomergeddon does not disappoint. From my very first time running the new raid with my guild, I could tell this was the kind of upgrade that was meant to be, especially for a dungeon of this size. Viscous Fallout as a giant bubbling elemental, Electrocutioner frying entire groups, and Crowd Pummeler now with a crowd of insane gnomes are all great changes. In terms of the last 2 encounters, I can't say I'm particularly good at them, but I was tasked with defusing the bombs in my demon form, which was both super satisfying and super stressful at the same time. Luckily, my guild was gracious enough to handle my mess-ups, and we pulled through to victory against the gnomes. The menagerie fight is especially intricate, and I think Blizzard did a really good job of cranking up the difficulty compared to BFD. I'm not sure how much further they should go in terms of complexity, but at this point it was a good challenge and we had a lot of fun. And of course, as a lore guy, I made sure to complete all the quests inside the raid, including the Rags to Riches ring quest that helps you turn a grimy piece of junk into a brilliant gold ring. Overall, I think Gnomergeddon is a great example of what Season of Discovery is trying and succeeding at being, and with Phase 3's Sunken Temple coming out soon, I'm excited to see what they'll think of adding to the encounters there. Dread it, run from it, resource grinding still arrives. I knew from the very start of Phase 2 I wanted to earn a modeled Blood Raptor from the PvP event, but man, was the road long, and yeah, bloody. In this phase, Stranglethorn Vale has been turned into a war zone, where every 3 hours players are put into a free-for-all frenzy where they can earn blood points by defeating players. These points can be converted into bronze blood coins by visiting one of the 5 altars located around the map, which can get pretty insane, especially when Ka Damu, Slayer of Heroes and Booster of Blood Points, makes an appearance. To earn one of the mounts from the event, you need 1 gold coin, which equates to 100 silver coins or 10,000 bronze ones. I was very discouraged at the start of this event and thought about quitting it multiple times, but really it all comes down to experience and communication. Working with a pickup group can be either really good or really bad, but I think over time everyone has gotten better as we've learned how to navigate the jungle. My last 50 silver coins went over twice as fast as the first 50, which was great progress in my opinion, and I want to thank everyone who grouped up with me. In one of my last games I won over 1,500 points, which was absolutely crazy, and by the end of this adventure, I actually found myself having quite a bit of fun. I crafted up a single gold blood coin with my hard-earned points, and bought myself the modeled blood raptor, an absolute beast of a mount, and the only raptor mount in the game right now for Alliance players. And so with that, we arrive at the conclusion of Phase 2. While it was definitely a different flavor of content compared with the initial 1 to 25 release, I still think it was really solid, and I can't wait to check out Sunken Temple and venture into the Emerald Nightmare portals in just a few more days with the release of Phase 3. I also want to give a shout out to my March Jediwarlock sightings, Hesperia, Brine Shrimp, and Grim Leto, who messaged me and told me they created an Alliance character just to say hi to me, which is really cool. Your interactions in the game and your comments mean a lot to me, and I want to thank all of you very much for watching. Until next time, may the Force be with you.